All right, guys, so this is going to be, well, I don't know if it's going to be a short one today, but I'm thinking about the topic of PSSD, and is it real? And why do people have such a hard time believing that it's real? So the short answer to this is very simple. The mental illness that you are treated for with medication becomes a scapegoat, a very easy scapegoat, for all of the damage caused by that medication. So I'm not saying that it causes damage in every single situation, but it absolutely does in some. Like for me, it's very obvious. Like you go from perfectly normal sexual function, say you've been depressed many times in the past and it never gave you any kind of sexual dysfunction at all. Never was an issue. Now you take this medication, and let's say within a day, within a week, your sexual function is severely altered. All of a sudden, like you can't get an erection, or your genitals are numb, or you're having severe premature ejaculation. You're having pain that you did not have before when you touch your genitals. Like you're having all these things happen, and it's like a one-to-one correlation. It's like you were perfectly fine. You take the medication. Now you're not fine, and something is wrong with you that is very noticeable, like, you know the saying, you know your body better than anyone else? Something is wrong that has never been wrong before with your body in your entire life, and it just so happened to be right after you took this drug. Is that insane to draw a correlation there? So you can see the scapegoating is they're going to say, oh, well, you're depressed. You're anxious. Of course your libido is low. I mean, you got your girlfriend or your boyfriend broke up with you and you were very depressed and you were suicidal. You came in to see me and you got on a medication. Like, don't you think that, see, hear the gaslighting here? It's like, don't you think that the being broken up with and the being depressed could be affecting your sexual function? See the gaslighting? This is extremely manipulative. It's extremely manipulative. It's extremely. And people are just getting away with it. Don't you think that it's well, you know, you were broken up with, and you're telling them that, let's say you're 32 years old, and you have never had sexual dysfunction before in your life, and let's say you have a chronic history of, yep, I get in relationships, and I get hyper-attached, and if my partner breaks up with me, I become suicidal. That's just like a pattern, right? Some people have stuff like that. They have attachment issues, they got a lot of problems, but they never had the sexual dysfunction, and they're telling you that. Never, ever did I have any sexual dysfunction. Yeah, I'd be depressed, I'd be suicidal, but I never had this, and then I took this pill, and now I'm having all these problems. And then you'll have professionals and the general public, this includes friends and family, random people on Reddit that know everything, because everyone knows that everyone on Reddit is an expert on everything. But it becomes a scapegoat. Now all of a sudden, the depression that's real, that you've dealt with, it is a real thing, but the depression you've had your whole life, that you've struggled with on and off your whole life, that never caused sexual side effects, ever, all of a sudden, now that you're having problems after taking a medication for depression, now all of a sudden the sexual dysfunction is because of your depression. So it's like, where's the logic in that? It doesn't make any sense. Let's say, again, example, you're 32 years old. You've had depression for almost your entire life. Never had sexual dysfunction. Ever. Never a problem. Now you get on a medication and you start having severe sexual dysfunction and problems you've never had before, and now everyone in the world, oh, well, you're depressed. Obviously, I mean, that's very well known. They're going to hop on Google and type in libido depression. Oh, yes, yep, I can do it right now. Let's do it. This is like LARPing as like a lemming. Your average person is just literally incapable of critical thinking. Like, not capable. Like, they can't do it. I don't know why that is. I'm trying to have compassion for these people. It's like Christ said, I'm not religious, by the way. Just so you know, I'm spiritual. I look at the Bible metaphorically and metaphysically. But anyway, he said, forgive them for they know not what they do. Like, it's like getting angry at an alligator for not knowing how to do algebra. I don't know why. I don't know why it is. It's like, I really think that some people are just not capable of critical thinking. They can't do it. So anyway, depression, AI overview. Here we go. Depression can significantly impact libido, with many experiencing decreased sexual desire. This can manifest as a reduced interest in sex, difficulty becoming aroused, or trouble reaching orgasm. Now, I mean, I will give Google some credit here. They said antidepressant medications, particularly SSRIs, are also known to cause or worsen sexual dysfunction, including decreased libido. So, I was not expecting that. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's like, wow, they actually said that antidepressants can be responsible for this. But anyway, we have orgasm problems, difficulty reaching orgasm, anorgasmia. Now somebody types in anorgasmia, depression. You see how this goes? Like, you have to think like a normie. You have to think like somebody who's not dealing with these issues. Like, they're going to hop on Google. Man, I have a friend, and they're going in with a bias that they don't believe that these medications can cause damage. So then they're going to hop on Google, and it just ends up being this confirmation bias exercise. So like right here, libido depression. I just typed it in. I just read you the whole AI overview. Now, they do mention antidepressant medications can cause or worsen sexual dysfunction. Now, I might go and search about that. Can antidepressants cause... Let me see what comes up. Can antidepressants cause permanent sexual dysfunction? AI overview. Well, there is no AI overview that pops up. Let me see if I type that in, if we get an AI overview. All right, yes, antidepressants, particularly SSRIs and SNRIs, can cause sexual dysfunction that may, in rare cases, persist after the medication is stopped. This condition is known as post-SSRI sexual dysfunction, PSSD. So, yeah, prevalence is not well defined. Again, you have to think like a normie. Like, this information is here, but I'm going in with the assumption, because I'm living with permanent sexual dysfunction from an atypical antipsychotic medication, Rexulti. But because I already know this is real, and I know it's a thing, I'm not reading this as a normie. You know, like, what I'm saying here is, like, you have to think, like, people are going to go in here with a bias that it's your mental illness that is causing your symptoms. Okay? And they're going to hop on Google, and they're not going to be thinking critically, just like I said before. They're going to be searching for things that are confirming their bias, which is the assumption that basically you're mentally ill, you're a subhuman, just like I was kind of, like, I'm kind of kicking back, right? Like, saying some people are not capable of critical thinking. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know if that's classifying someone as subhuman, but it is a judgment. It's kind of, you know, I do have resentment. So that's where that comes from. I have resentment because I've been treated that way. You get treated as an invalid. You get diagnosed with a mental illness, and you spend your whole life being treated as a subhuman. You know, the people are looking at you, and if they're aware that you've been diagnosed with anything or been on a medication or had any kind of problems, they're going to be looking at you as less than human. Even if they have compassion, it's almost like false compassion. It's like, oh, that poor disabled person that, oh, you know what I mean? It's like a pity. It's not an actual empathy. It's not human compassion. It's like they're looking at you like an invalid. And that's the way that people are going to look at you when you mention PSSD or any kind of, you don't have to use that acronym. You can say I have permanent issues. I took this medication, and people are just, because you don't hear about it that much. So again, your mental illness or whatever, and your mental illness could be a clinical diagnosis, and it could just be a bias. Somebody doesn't have to know what you've been diagnosed with. They just are, have to be aware. It's like, oh, if you were on a medication, well, clearly you're a Looney Tune. So, well, yeah, permanent. Damn, okay. So that's basically what it is. People have a hard time believing that it's real because there is a bias against people that have had mental health problems, that they're less than human, you're an invalid. So you're trying to get understanding from people that they're already discriminating against you before they even know you, before you even open your mouth. So if they're aware that you've been on medication, there's already this preconceived, like, this person is not living in reality. Like, they have some mental issues going on where they're not accurately perceiving reality. So it was like my criticism of people that are not capable of thinking critically. That's how they're thinking of you. They're thinking, wow, this person's, again, you're like a Looney Tune, you know, you're clearly mentally unstable because you wouldn't be on medication in the first place if you weren't mentally unstable. So they're kind of assuming that you're not capable of critical thinking, that you have this mental illness filter, that everything that happens in your body, like, your perception of it is being altered by your mental illness, so it's not accurate. Scapegoat. So, where are we now in the video? Okay, 11 minutes. I know I'm drawling on. I would edit these videos down, but I can't do it. This is a total side note, but I've talked to many people in the PSSD community that can't read what I'm writing. I just write so much and I talk so much. For me, it takes way more effort to condense what I'm saying. So, just to be clear about that. So anyway, getting back to the topic at hand, what can we do to combat that? So and I'm going to do a separate video on this probably later to be more concise, drug monographs. Now this girl, brilliant, beautiful girl from this PSSD group I was in, I'm still in it, I'm just not as active there. Brilliant girl, very tragic what happened to her. It's insane, and she's extremely intelligent, like she was working in a very high performance job before she got sick, required tremendous amount, like very high IQ, like very intelligent woman, and she told me about drug monographs. So that changed everything. So the way you're going to sway people's opinions is not by getting angry. Because keep in mind, like, again, your mental illness, whatever you were on medication for, that's going to be, what do they call it? Like, not an albatross around your neck, but something, it's like a black mark. It's like a black mark against you. So you have to be aware that people are going to have a bias, that you're mentally ill, you're not in your right mind, your perception of reality and your logic and rationality is all going through this mental illness filter. It's like you have mental illness goggles on. That's what people think when they talk to you, if they know that you've been on medication. So you have to be very careful. Don't lose your cool. Remember the power in stillness and logic and rationality. Don't trigger people. Remember, tons of people are mentally ill. Probably 99% of people, if not 100%, are dealing with something that could qualify as a mental illness. So if you trigger them, like you start getting upset and you get angry, like I know earlier in the video, I'm like, some people are really not. I can say that in a YouTube video because I'm not addressing anyone in particular. If I'm one-on-one with someone and I start saying that, like, you're just not capable of critical thinking, they're going to shut down, and guess what's going to happen? Their defenses are going to go up, and the easiest thing to attack is the same scapegoat I mentioned earlier. You're mental illness, you're just fucking crazy. You know, you're crazy. Fuck you, man. You know, tell me I don't have critical thinking. Well, clearly you don't have enough critical thinking to stay out of the fucking mental hospital and get on these medications, and now you think you're a fucking loony, you know? So that's what's going to happen if you lose your cool. And this is where drug monographs come in. So, AI overview, a drug monograph is a comprehensive document that provides detailed information about a specific drug, including its properties, uses, dosage, and safety information. It's a factual, scientific document devoid of promotional material and serves as a reference for healthcare professionals to ensure the safe and effective use of the drug. So, I recommend whatever drug you took that made you sick, look up the monograph. Look at the side effects. There's a long list of side effects. I think I pulled one up here for Celexa because one of my best friends, I care about this person so much, it actually hurts me physically every day on a very deep level. And I will not get into that. I talked about that a little in my last video. But the drug that got her was Celexa. And See, I actually had a dream about her the other night. And this is a total side note, but I have to mention this. Like, I had a dream that I met her in a parallel reality where she wasn't sick. She didn't know who I was. We had never met. And I was just telling her, because she got sick after getting off of it. She was on Celexa for years. And when she got off of it, it was like within 2 weeks, all hell broke loose. Very severe PSSD right out of the gate. Like total anhedonia, inner akathisia, genital numbness, right out of the gate, like immediately. Super severe. And then it's just gotten worse. But anyway, I told her in the dream, the parallel reality version of her who didn't know me, that to just stay on it. I said, if you're taking this Alexa, I said, either do a ridiculously slow taper over a very, very long time, maybe even years, or just don't get off of it, because if you stop taking it, your life is going to be over. So anyway, it was a very emotional dream for me. Anyway, and I did mention in the dream too, she didn't know me, but I was like just trying to tell her how special she was to me and how important she's been in my life. And I'm like, I know you don't know me, but this other version of you that I've known was like one of the most important people I've ever met in my life, and you're very special to me. So anyway, drug monograph for Celexa. So here's I know I'm being so long-winded here, and I apologize for that. The irony, I know people struggling with PSSD probably can't. I probably clicked off of this video 10 minutes ago. But, okay, what are possible side effects from using Celexa? Fatigue, dry mouth, increased sweating, tremor, nausea, diarrhea, somnolence, that means sleepiness, bleeding problems, mania, gastrointestinal bleeding, angle closure glaucoma, low sodium level in the blood, serotonin toxicity and neuroleptic malignant syndrome, hypoglycemia, liver disorder, seizures, akathisia, self-harm and suicide, heart rhythm disturbance, postpartum hemorrhage, serious skin reactions, dizziness, sleep disturbances, abnormal dreams, sensory disturbance like electric shock sensations, agitation, anxiety, headache, tremor, nausea, vomiting. So, without getting overcomplicated here, because remember, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. It's very, very easy. This also follows the Occam's razor principle, where the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. So, PSSD, does it exist or not? Can these medications cause damage? The answer is obviously yes. The simple explanation is like, you never had these problems in your life. You took the drug, now you have all these problems you never had before. You've been mentally ill nearly your whole life. So why would the thing you've had your whole life be causing problems you've never had before? And would it not be the simplest explanation that the drug you took, and whether it was quickly after stopping it or quickly after beginning it, I've known people that were on a drug for years and years and were perfectly fine. Then they got off of it, and within a week, all hell broke loose. I've known other people that it was one pill. They're totally fine. They take one pill, and now they're completely screwed. That was like me with Cialis. 10 milligrams on day 1, I think I took, like a medium dose. Fine. Day 2, took a second dose. I waited a day, took a second dose, and I woke up at 2 in the morning, and my ears were ringing like crazy. They're ringing right now. It's been, I think, over a year. And I have had tinnitus 24 hours a day since then. Pretty obvious, and if, like, people, again, will try to scapegoat things. Oh, well, you play guitar. They play very loud music, and it's like, no, wear earplugs. And never had tinnitus. I've been playing guitar for 20 years. I'm not in a band. I haven't been in a band in years. Didn't get tinnitus after the last band I was in. I always carry earplugs on me. I had them in all the time. You know what I mean? Oh, well, you're a musician. Never had tinnitus. Now it's like day 2 of Cialis. I wake up at 2 in the morning, ears ringing like crazy. And it has never stopped since then. 24 hours a day. Occam's razor. Simplest explanation. What is it? Is it I'm a musician? Never had tinnitus. And also, I don't listen to music super loud. I don't play super loud. I play very low volumes. I play in my interface now. I don't play in bands anymore. So why would I not listening to any loud music or any loud anything and playing loud? Like, how many years has it been? Like 5 years or something plus since I played in a band? And now all of a sudden, My history of that is why I got tinnitus. Not the drug I took that is known to cause that. And on day 2, I took a second moderate dose. Woke up with my ears ringing. Oh, well, it can't be that. Can't be that. Obviously, it's because you're a musician and you were playing a lot of loud guitar. It's like fuck's sake. Anyway, the general thing here with all these symptoms, all you got to ask, how does this drug, how does it cause these symptoms? I just read you a laundry list. I mean, I know I just went on a tangent for like an hour, but hypoglycemia, let's just go with that. Hypoglycemia says low sugar level in blood, feeling shaky, sweating, chills and clamminess, irritability, impatience, confusion, nausea, dizziness, seizure, feeling light, whatever. How does the drug cause that? Why is that a side effect? Why? Please explain it to me. Enlighten me. Angle closure glaucoma, increased pressure in eyes, change in vision, such as hazy or blurred vision. Why? What is the mechanism that's causing that? Gastrointestinal bleeding. What causes that? Why would Celexa cause that? I'm asking genuinely. Mania. Excessive physical activity, overactive behavior or thoughts, increased energy, trouble sleeping, racing thoughts, reckless behavior, excessive happiness or irritability, talking more or faster than usual. What causes that? What causes the fatigue, dry mouth, tremor, diarrhea, nausea, somnolence? What is the mechanism that's causing these symptoms? That's all you got to ask. Can you explain to me on a very specific level? If I take this Celexa here and I end up, here we go, yes, liver disorder. Nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, itching, yellowing of the skin, like jaundice, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, seizures, akathisia. It's like, can you explain to me what the mechanism is? What is the wiring in the brain? What is it doing? I mean, there's like serotonin receptors all over the place. There's receptors everywhere. Like, so it's not just in the brain. Like, these drugs are affecting you on multiple levels, but what is the mechanism? If you're going to scapegoat my mental illness, okay, all right. But can you argue against, like, what is the scientific argument? That this medication could not be causing these symptoms I've never had before. Like, do you know why? If you're saying it couldn't be causing that, then I would assume you know the pharmacology of the drug, and you could explain to me in great scientific detail why the drug could not be causing these symptoms. Can you do that for me? Can you explain that? Because, like, I'm not seeing it. And I'm also not seeing that, let's say, like, for me, it's like I've had depression for, I don't know, 25 years, 26 years, and it's like, okay, never caused an issue with sexual function before, ever. Why all of a sudden would it cause it now? Like, let's say, like 20 years down the road. Never was an issue before. Why now? And then you'll see the scapegoating. Well, you're older, it's common. People will just come up with ridiculous things. Oh, well, you're older. It's normal. It's normal. In your 30s and your sexual function starts shutting down. It's like, huh? Like, what? Really? Like, that's normal? To have, like, I mean, think of the absurdity of it. I mean, I don't personally have genital anesthesia, but there are people that do, and they have genital pain and anesthesia. Complete inability to orgasm, completely blunted orgasms, and it's like, oh, well, it's normal. People, it's almost comical if you look at it from a distance. If it wasn't so tragic, it would be funny, because it's like, how can you, like, we're just gonna, okay, imagine logic is like a piece of paper. Like, we're just gonna crumple that paper up. We got logic and rationality, and we're just gonna Kobe it out the window. That's what's happening. It's actually kind of hilarious, but anyway, it would be hilarious if it wasn't so tragic. I mean, to me, it is a little fun. I mean, you gotta laugh at something, and I am grateful to still have my emotions, so I do try to honor the people that don't by enjoying what I do have and being grateful for it. Because my problem after the Rexulti is sexual dysfunction. So I did get my emotions back. That's a whole nother story. I've talked about it in my interviews with Moral Medicine and Joseph Witt-Doering on his on their respective YouTube channels. So anyway, it's like impossible for me to abridge anything I'm saying. I just have to talk like this. My brain goes all over the place. Who knows? Maybe I'm like this naturally. Maybe it was the drugs I was on since like 2002. So by the way, yeah, I started, I think it was 2002. It might have been slightly later with Lexapro, but it's like I was on Lexapro and Zyprexa in my early teens. So, you know, I've been through the ringer, like involuntarily committed to mental hospitals, the whole nine. So anyway, if you're struggling with this stuff, you're not alone, but man, I'm rambling so much. I'll blame the medication that screwed up the gray matter in my brain before puberty. But anyway, I guess as a parting note, please just do some interviews if you can. If you can. There's no pressure. It's not a failure if you can't. I totally get it. Like, people with severe PSSD especially, they can barely function at all. They can barely even get up and do anything. So don't beat yourself up. But if you have the ability, like, and you know you have the ability if you feel it within yourself that it's a possibility for you. That's the only metric for having the ability to do it. You know, don't judge yourself. Don't allow other people to judge you. But you'll know within yourself, it's like, okay, I think I could do an interview. Just to spread the word. Just, there's so little we can do. So I think that being said, just spreading the word. And remember, you know, to stay, the power is in stillness. You're getting super agitated, and I've gotten plenty pissed over the years about this whole fiasco and the psychiatric and psychology institutions, and I've definitely gone a bit haywire with how much resentment I've had and how much anger I've expressed. But keep that to yourself, generally. I think that's the best way to do it, because people are just going to you're going to be the one getting hurt by that, because they're just going to scapegoat your mental illness. Oh, you're getting pissed because you're just crazy. It's your bipolar disorder. Oh, here they go. They're having we can't trust anything this person's saying. They're having a hypomanic episode, or they're having a little fit. Oh, maybe they're schizophrenic. Maybe they're having a delusional episode. They think the medication poisoned them. Now they're going on a ranting and raving about how they hate psychiatrists. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, seriously, whether you have schizophrenia, I've known people with schizophrenia, they have delusions. Just be aware. I know it's difficult with severe. There's a whole nother topic with like severe schizophrenia. But anyway, remind yourself constantly it's not doing you any favors. You're the only person it's hurting when you get angry and you start spouting off about stuff, because people are just going to scapegoat you. So your power is in stillness, logic, rationality. Just pull up a drug monograph. And don't get combative with people. It's no, genuinely, it's like I'm just trying to understand, like, why couldn't it cause these problems I'm having? Why couldn't it? It's affecting all these other systems in the body. They don't know how that's happening. So why couldn't something else in the body be happening that they don't understand? Like, they don't explain. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm not being combative. I'm not saying medications can't help some people. This is the kind of... That's just my take. I'm a kind of moderate person, so that's just how I would handle it. I've known people in the PSSD community. I mean, you could walk into a psychiatrist's office, have a 5-minute appointment, and tell them to go fuck themselves in the mouth. You know, like, maybe that's more your style. So I just like to promote being moderate and logic and rationality and being still and centered within yourself. Because I think that's the best way to reach people, and it's not as dramatic. It's not like staging a coup, like we're going to overthrow psychiatry. I really don't think that's going to happen, and it's just not. So the way we're going to reach people is by being non-combative, but firm. Don't waver. Don't confuse being non-combative with being a pussy. It's not the same thing. That anger, and I've found this for myself, that anger can be great fuel for you to assert yourself, especially if you're the type, like I've been, to fawn. Like, you might have the trauma response of fawning. I would actually estimate that's very common in people that have been involuntarily committed to mental hospitals. People that have been in psychiatric care their whole life in one form or another, because you get treated as an invalid and you learn very quickly that if you act up. I mean, I saw people getting strapped down in 4-point restraints and injected with God knows what, like Abilify or something. I mean, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not acting up. I'm going to... so fawning is a very useful survival tactic, and unfortunately, some people become very adept at that, and I think a part of that could be from the mental health system we have, like getting locked up against your will, and of course, fawning is going to be great for getting out of there. You cause more problems. Like, I knew people that were in there for like months, and they wouldn't let them out. Scam call. You just shut that off. Start having my morning coffee here. Drinking it black lately. I really enjoy it. I'm getting the Muy Macho organic dark roast. This is really good. So, speaking of being a pussy, well, I drink black coffee, so you can't call me a pussy. So how about that? So, anyway, it's about all I got for now. I'd edit this video, but I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't condense my thoughts down. So hopefully, this reaches the people it has to. And whenever I upload another video, I'll see you in the next one.